Life is full of dynamics, life is not always fun, and often we have to go through difficulties. Even for some people like that. It's really hard to survive in adversity. Well, but whatever it is, I want you all to realize that behind a life's difficulties that you experience, there is always something you can learn. Yeah, sometimes God always has a way to make us mature, even though sometimes we don't like His way. There are times when the lesson comes too late. But the difficult times that occur, I truly believe that it will be able to make you grow, make you stronger, and also be a provision for you to continue your journey. Here are 5 realities of life that you must realize before it's too late. The first. Time doesn't always last forever. Even if you have wealth, even though you can buy everything, you can never buy time. Our time in this life, in this world is very, very limited, and no one will ever know when our time limit will be, until we finally leave this life, and leave this world. Sometimes, we don't realize that time has passed so quickly. Maybe if we really look back, we have worked, we have accumulated a lot of treasures, we have accumulated a lot, memories and memories. Experiences, which can be lessons learned. Valuable in our life. Sometimes, we may also feel that there are still many things that we haven't done, there are many things that we want to achieve, and it feels like that moment is not enough for us to be able to do many things. But, today I want you to realize that once again it is very limited, and it is very important for us to harmonize and maximize our very limited time in this life. Well, how? The trick means you have to really know what do you want, and align your time to actually make it happen. So that whatever you do, every day makes you step forward, closer to what you really want, and if you do that, then your time in this life will also feel more fulfilling. This means, if possible, when you are in a toxic relationship. Or maybe, there are things that are not good that make you a very negative person, maybe this is the time for you to make sacrifices to get out of areas that are not good like that. Maybe this is the time for you to be able to improve your habits for the better. And improve your relationships so that your quality of life will also be even better. Remember, this may sound or look like a sacrifice. However, this sacrifice may feel painful at first. But, believe me, this small sacrifice will make you enjoy and feel satisfaction. Because you have maximized the remaining time of your life for something that is truly valuable in this life. Second, dare to take risks. Life would be meaningless if there were no challenges. A flat life will feel ordinary. And to be able to get a challenge, it means you have to be willing to take risks. Dare to get out of your comfort zone. Although, the name of the risk is sometimes scary. Why be afraid? Because the name is also a risk, it means it is not guaranteed. What if I lose? What if I fail? What if it turns out to be worse than the previous one? There is always a risk, and indeed there is no guarantee. But believe that every risk you take, every decision you make, all of that will definitely pay off. Just like if we compete, it is not guaranteed to win. But if we don't compete, we will definitely lose. And if you think if I make this decision, there are risks here. Then you don't have to make a decision. Who said, because you know that every decision you make, whatever it is, there is always a risk, and even if you don't do anything, there is also a risk. What's the return? The risk is that you have missed the opportunity you had. By doing nothing, you mean that you have actually missed the opportunity, which you might get. So, often with age, oftentimes you may start to look back, and maybe it will make you think, reflect, and reminisce on the choices you have made, reflect on whether the life you are living is meaningful or not. Have I become a useful person? Have we come to terms with the decisions we made in the past? So, don't be disappointed, don't be discouraged, don't be sorry because of feelings of disappointment, feelings of shame, feelings of failure, feelings of regret. When it fills our mind, it will make us a worse person. So, when things like that happen, ignore all the voices, and if they do, start to dare to make decisions, and take risks. Never kill your dreams because they will never die. All that is left is that they can only faint, and will wake up again in the form of regret one day. So, do not let you regret for not doing anything. At least you've tried and dared to take the risk. Third, don't be too hard on yourself. This is very important. Why? Because subconsciously, we are too hard on ourselves. Often we always think about people's opinions, and often we want to satisfy their desires. In fact, it's not your responsibility to make them happy, to make everyone happy. It's not your responsibility, and it's even impossible to make everyone happy. This is your life, and you have complete control over your life. No one is perfect, and when you make a mistake, it's even more so maybe a mistake that can be detrimental. Often we give negative labels to ourselves, and often we say, useless, stupid. Oh, how can I be like that, huh? How stupid is that? Or, other negative things. Don't be too hard on yourself. There's a difference between taking full responsibility for yourself, and looking down on yourself, and being overly blaming and hard on yourself. Must be responsible, but should not blame, let alone label yourself with things that are not good. Then it will only kill your motivation. If you do it often, then it will actually make you more pessimistic. If you do it often, then it will worsen your self-confidence, and can even make you depressed. So, don't be too hard on yourself. Although the results are less than optimal, although there may be many shortcomings, although there may be many mistakes. Fourth, don't be someone else. This is really important. Because, often we may not feel good or we want to look different. So many people often put on a fake face in front of other people, with reasons to adapt, and maybe to some conditions or some contexts. Maybe it's okay, but if it keeps on doing, maybe you will forget who you really are. It is human nature to want to be accepted. But don't let it be just for the sake of being accepted. You forget your true identity. You have to be able to make sure and defend what you believe in. What values do you live by? What principles do you have? Because if we live without values, without principles. What is the difference between us and other living things? Don't get carried away with fake masks. Remember, don't be someone else. Especially for the sake of pleasing others, and sacrificing your happiness for the happiness of others. Because in the end you are the one who loses. Even when you lose your identity, you lose a treasure that is truly precious. Be your authentic self, because you are unique. Fifth, don't give up too soon. Remember, don't give up when it's hard. Don't give up when you're tired. Don't give up only when you haven't got the results. When you start a habit, it does take a process, it does take time. So for example, at the beginning of trying, it turns out not to be perfect or failed, or maybe not as you expected. Means you have to try again, means you have to learn again. It's not easy, but it's something that really has to be done. I've always said that I'm not the smartest person. I'm not the strongest person, I'm also not the smartest person, the one who knows everything. But I am the most determined person. And perseverance to try, perseverance to keep going no matter how small that step. That's what made me who I am today. But, believe me, every great things, all good things. Everything takes time, and don't give up. Sometimes, it's often small but consistent steps. That's much more important than a big step. That's my principle: think big, start small, move consistently. Indeed, we must dare to dream big, but start small, but be consistent. Because when we keep going, sooner or later we will get to the destination. So, don't give up when you fail. If at this time you feel that your life is very heavy, don't be discouraged, because the seasons of life will always change. If today you are difficult, believe me, you will feel happiness tomorrow.